Austin Trout, ahead of his IBF title fight October 14th, part of a Trooper Junior Middleweight header on Showtime, with IBF champion Jerry Swift Herb, is suing the WBO sanctioning belt body through the Muhammad Ali Act for $40 million. He filed his claim, I guess, sometime this week, and he's suing. This your boy CJ Goodfellow with the Boxing Clinic. A boxer sued another sanctioning belt body back in 2004 was the last time it was brought down. I can't pronounce the boxer's name, but he successfully sued, I think it was the WBO, for $30 million. And Austin Trout, a story that's going under the radar somehow, is suing the WBO for basically sanctioning Canelo Alvarez versus Lima Smith. Now, Austin Trout had applied to the WBO or whatever like that. I'm going to link the article in the description. You can read more of it. I'm paraphrasing here. He applied to be, ranked in a top 10 WBO. They accepted him. Long story short, he takes a fight with some dude named Hernandez, probably September 15th or whatever year it was. And Lima Smith was tied up, and they both was dropped from the rankings. This is before Canelo came back down. So according to the WBO, Lima Smith applied for reinstatement with the WBO. Austin Trout did not. And that's how Canelo versus Lima Smith happened before Austin Trout. Austin Trout, according to the article and the gist that I'm getting, was ranked ahead of Lima Smith. But Lima Smith, put in a request to be reinstated into the sanctioning body's top 10 back to his number 3 position, and would put him to number 2, which is total bullshit though, man. It is total bullshit because Canelo, he hadn't fought at 154 in a few fights. So how did he get a mandatory shot with Lima Smith before Austin Trout did? And I think that's what Austin Trout is saying. And there's a lot of corruption going into these sanctioning belt bodies. When Canelo moved to middleweight, the WBO told him that he can be the mandatory to Billy Joe Saunders as fast as he wanted to. And who said some shit like that when he hadn't even fought, at true middleweight to be ranked ahead of any true middleweight. Even at 155, he had the WBC title. He wasn't WBO. He didn't apply to be in the WBO titles at 155, what I'm understanding. So how did he jumps a whole 10 contenders or 15 contenders? That ain't right. And that's what Austin Trout is basically suing on, is they playing with the fucking ranking system. And that's every sanctioning belt body. I understand, in the Demetrius Andrade situation, he was a WBO champion, junior middleweight. They couldn't find anybody to fight Mike Korobov at 160 and one WBO champion. They offered him a chance to jump up to the 160 rankings and fight Matt Korobov. That's cool because he was already the WBO champion one weight class below, and they couldn't find nobody that fight Matt Korobov. That's cool. That's fine and dandy. Canelo was the WBC champion, as a matter of fact, at middleweight or at super Canelo weight, and was stripped. And he comes back down to 154 and gets a title shot. That's total horseshit above Austin Trout. Did Canelo Alvarez apply to be reinstated into the WBO top 15? I think not. I know he didn't. No way, no shape, how. He shouldn't have been ranked. How did Cotto jump up and get a title shot? After 2 years off. And that's what Austin Trout is suing for, the bullshit. And I hope he wins his $40 million. And I hope more boxers do it. Because they getting jerked and fucked around by these sanctioning belt bodies. And the real talk, they all nothing but trickets. But at the end of the day, they bring more opportunity. They bring the opponents, the right opponents along. Belts do. Guys want to fight for these belts. They don't want to fight nobody but for belts now. Because belts add on to their legacy falsely to me. Oh, he was a 20-time world champion. But how many of those champions he was 20? How many times, 20 out of those 20 times that he was the number one champion in his division? And that's all that matters. At the end of the day, you can be a world title holder, hold 3 of the major world title belts, or 4, or 1 of the 4, and you still can be the 4th best champion in the world. And matter of fact, you couldn't even be, sometimes, they're not even a top 5 fighter in that weight class. To keep it real. Guy can have the IBF and be the 6th, 7th best guy welterweight, or at the weight class he fighting at middleweight, junior middleweight, heavyweight. But he just got a title because it's who he know and who his promoter was able to finesse with. And it's a lot of corruption going on with Trout suing, and if the WBA doesn't strip Anthony Joshua for Luis Ortiz, he's suing through the Muhammad Ali Act. That's that protection that boxers have. And I'm proud of Austin Trout for suing. Get your motherfucking money. Because they trying to pull some bullshit right here on you. Trying to get Canelo belts. So they just want the highest percentage from the highest grossing boxer. That's all it comes down to. But we gone.